welcome to episode 180 of the Parkrun Adventurers podcast. Yes, that's 180. I'm Tim. I am the guest host this week, and beside me is the real host, the wonderful Melissa Erbacher. Mel, how's it going?
It's good, Tim. I'm only virtual beside you, unfortunately, as much as I would love to be in Airlie Beach today, enjoying what I'm sure is spectacular weather, because it always is.
It is.
But no, I'm really great. Thank you. And thanks for joining me as co-host this week. It's exciting to have you back. I mean, it's long been said that you are my funniest male co-host ever.
Long been said by me that I'm the funniest co-host ever. But yeah, I mean, I haven't been on for a little while, and a lot has changed here at the podcast in that time, hasn't it?
It has, yes.
For the better.
It changes every week. We don't know whether we're coming or going these days.
Yeah, well, no, look, it's exciting to be back now. Am I allowed to mention the words ST? Can we still talk about him? Like what
Absolutely, we don't spit when he say his name.
Okay.
Yet.
So we are allowed to say the word Scott Trickett on the podcast.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Well, Scotty, I hope you're out there and you're listening, and I'll be after some keen critique, some feedback from the former king. Once this one goes live.
Yes, well, I'm sure he won't hold back. He's always very forthcoming with constructive criticism.
Yeah, and he's always quite happy to let me know that when I have been on in the past, the downloads have actually never been good. I'm always like, so how'd the downloads go this week? And he's like, no good.
What?
So like when I'm on, like there's no boost, there's nothing,
I think perhaps he was just trying not to inflate your ego, because he always told me the opposite, that the Tim episodes always do really well.
We'll see. We'll see how this one goes.
Look, to be honest, I'm too scared to look at the downloads since he's left, because I might only have 3 listeners and I just don't want to know about it. So I haven't looked.
I think, given the big announcement that you've got at the end of today's episode, the downloads are going to be massive. But we'll just leave it there. We won't talk about that any further.
Except if they don't know to listen, then they're not going to hear the announcement. So it's a little bit of a tricky situation.
Chicken and the egg.
But anyway, I'm very glad to have you back on, Tim. And I'm keen to know, what did you do last Parkrun Day? Any highlights from the weekend?
Yeah, last Parkrun Day. Well, look, I'm going to not talk about me. I'm going to talk about my dad. And my dad is 82 years old, and he's always been my sort of, I guess you'd say, running or even health inspiration. He, as a kid, growing up in Brisbane, my dad was always a runner and always a jogger. In the days before running and jogging was actually a thing. We might take it for granted today that everyone's out, keeping fit and whatever. But back in the 80s, even before I was born in the 70s, my dad was out there going jogging. He reckons people would stop their cars and say to him, "What are you doing, mate? Do you want to get in? Do you need a lift?" Like they just didn't understand. He's deadly serious. He says people used to stop and like literally wonder what he was doing because he'd be out running.
Wow.
And so as a kid growing up, I remember Dad was always out jogging and always keeping fit. And so I guess that has subliminally influenced my life. And so obviously with Parkrun starting up here and becoming what it has, I've always sort of had a little thought. I wonder if Dad's ever gonna do it. And he's more of a walker these days. He's had knee, calf issues and various other things over the last kind of decade of his life. And he volunteered at New Farm Parkrun Event 1, which was back in September 2011, so our second ever event launch. But other than that, he's never actually participated at Parkrun. He is a frequent walker before Sandgate Parkrun, so he'll walk sort of essentially the Sandgate Parkrun course, and then he'll watch it. He'll watch everyone go by, and I think he gets a bit of a kick out of it. But anyway, so long story short is that a couple of Dad's friends said to him 2 weeks ago. They said Terry, his name's Terry. They said, "Terry, there's this thing called Parkrun. Yeah, we're going to go. Do you want to come along? And Dad said, well, yeah, I've heard of it. And anyway, he decided, here we go. So he rang me all excited, saying he was going to go do his first park run. And then anyway, it happened on the weekend. He went to Sandgate Park Run. Funnily enough, his friends who invited him didn't go. They ended up having some prior engagements. So Dad went by himself. And I got him a wristband. I ordered him the wristband, so he's all, he's geared up, ready to go. And he did his first park run at the age of 82. I think he did it in about 54 minutes. From speaking to him, he said he had a great time. Sandgate Park Run's a fantastic event, big event. I think he came 400th or something like that. But yeah, 54 minutes, and he had a ball, and he's going to go back next week. So
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I was stoked, and as you know, Mel, and as I'm sure some of our listeners know, we've got a specific project going on right now called Better Aging, which is about encouraging more older Australians to participate at parkrun. So I'm pretty excited. My dad's now going to be one of the statistics that we end up reporting on once that project's complete. So yeah, really, that was definitely my parkrun highlight from the weekend. Was my dad doing his first parkrun at the age of 82. So
massive congrats to Terry. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. He's not a podcast listener yet, so that might be the next.
Wait for it.
Yeah, exactly. But what about you, Mel? What was your highlight?
Well, I went on a little bit of an adventure last weekend. We went to our Nendi, which the Nendis are all getting a little bit further away. Our nearest event's not done yet. And this week it was Yowie, which is only an hour's drive, so that's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
We were very excited to head out that way and see if we could see any of the mythical creatures ourselves and check out the event, which has been going on close to a year. They were up to event number 38, which was quite handily a number I needed for my Wilson Index. Are you a running challenges chaser?
Yeah, it's a funny. I mean, okay, so I would say I'm not. However, in the past when I've loaded up the old Google Chrome extension and had a look at things, it's certainly good fun and interesting to see all those things.
See where you're at.
Yeah, exactly. And look, just because it's not my thing doesn't mean that I don't think it's great, because I think, parkrun's one of these things that you can engage with it in so many different kinds of ways. And for some people, these challenges are absolutely the motivator, and so I think they're great for what they are, although they're not really something that drive me. Although I did have parkrun bingo without even trying. I remember I loaded it in. I thought, I've already got it. I'd already got my 1 to 60.
Damn you! See, I've been chasing my last two bingo numbers for months. And I always seem to come in about 30 seconds away from either of them because they're both quite close together as well. So
now, look, I want to get back to Yowie. I want to ask you, so is Yowie in Queensland where this mythical creature comes from? The Yowie?
No. Well, I mean, who knows? Who knows where the actual Yowies are from? It's Yowie Park, which is why it's called Yowie Park Run. So it's in Kilcoy.
Oh, right. So the park is not where it's said to have come from, because my understanding was like an Indigenous folklore sort of story. Is this correct?
Well, it is. In the town park, there is a statue, which is a bronze replica of the original wood carving done by a local artist of a Yowie. There's also a very cheesy billboard kind of thing where they've got the face cut out of one of the Yowies, so you can go stick your face in it and have a photo, which of course we did. We all did.
I was going to say, you have to.
Yes.
You have to do that.
I do like a bit of cheese with my parkrun, so we did that. But I don't know in terms of local history whether or not there have been particular sightings there. There's certainly, the course itself runs alongside a creek, which has got very dry, sandy riverbeds at the moment. And so it's quite possible that they had local sightings of Yowies there in the past. I didn't do any research to see if that's where the park got its name or if it was just a whim based on something from the local folklore. I mean, if you go to Murray Bridge Parkrun in South Australia, they have a Yowie, like a replica of a Yowie built underneath the bridge there that you run straight past and things like that. So I'm pretty sure Yowies aren't localised to anywhere in particular in Australia. They're just kind of everywhere. Well, that was my understanding.
Yeah, now I think you're right. As we've been talking, Mel, I have referred to Wikipedia, and the Yowie statue in Kilcoy is featured
Yes.
in on Wikipedia. So for all the listeners out there that want to hear what Mel's talking about, but interestingly, where it says history of sightings, there was an interesting one in Queensland. So Springbok in southeast Queensland near the Gold Coast says it's had more Yowie reports than anywhere else in Australia. In 1977, former Queensland Senator Bill O'Shea reported to the Gold Coast Bulletin he had seen a Yowie while on a school trip. O'Shea compared the creature he saw to the character Chewbacca from Star Wars.
Wow.
He told reporters that the creature he saw had been over 3 meters tall. So there you go.
That's a bit impressive and also scary. I'm a definite believer in Yowies. You know, these things, folklore and stuff, it comes from somewhere.
Or Star Wars, maybe.
Yeah.
But, anyway, it's the Aussie Bigfoot, basically, isn't it? That's what we're talking about.
It is, yeah. If you know about a Yeti or a Sasquatch for our international listeners, then a Yowie is the Australian equivalent, effectively. Hasn't got white fur, though. It's supposed to be dark fur, apparently, dark brown.
In New South, did you know that?
Yeah.
Did you know that in New South Wales in 1994, Tim the Yowie man claimed to have seen a Yowie in the Brindabella Ranges?
I did not know that.
It's my namesake. Anyway, look, we enough about Yowies. How was Yowie Parkrun? Talk to me about that.
Yowie Parkrun was great. It was a small crowd, which is nice. Adam's kind of working up towards getting a very low finish at a particular parkrun at the end of the year. And I think he had his lowest ever finish. He came in third finisher.
Did he?
Yeah, he was.
And what time is he running to get a third at Yowie Parkrun? Roughly.
I don't know off the top of my head. I think it was 26 or 27 minutes something.
Okay.
But for him pushing the pram, that's not too bad.
Yes, that's not bad at all. There we go.
Yeah, and of course, because the pram is just week by week getting heavier as Wes grows. So it's like he's sort of plateaued at his fastest time. So I think that was one of the faster times he's done.
Yeah.
And he was quite proud because there were another couple of gentlemen with prams as well, and he was the first male pram pusher to finish.
Yeah, I can see. So 26:31, Adam Murbacher from the Derek Zoolander Centre for Kids Who Can't Run Good. Finished that.
Well, there you go. And I was somewhere in the early 30s, but I think there were only about 35 finishes altogether. Esther, who is one of the co-EDs there, was run director for the morning, and she did a great job. All the volunteers were very welcoming and friendly, which is what you would expect, you know, with the small country towns, but also, I guess, parkrun volunteers everywhere. And the course was a double sort of loopy out and back, if that makes sense.
We've got one of them.
Yeah.
Airlie Beach is a double loopy out and back.
Yeah, well, it's quite similar to that, actually, only not on the beach. It's
in the park.
In a rural Queensland country town alongside a creek sort of thing. But yeah, no, so it was a very pleasant morning. I think it was possibly my fastest parkrun time for a year, and Terry might be happy to know that it was about 54 minutes or something like that too.
Yeah, so 53:42 you did, Mel, I'll have you know.
Oh, I broke the sub 54 barrier, which I've been aiming for a while. Still felt a little bit sore the next day, but yeah, no, I had a great morning.
Fantastic.
Good morning, Parkrun adventurers. It's Lyndall, and I am checking in this morning from Redcliffe Parkrun. Now, Redcliffe Parkrun is along the waters of Moreton Bay in the Moreton Bay Regional Council area, and it's north of Brisbane, maybe 30 k's, I'd say, north of Brisbane. It's a lovely run. I've been here before. We're just heading down to the start of an adjusted course today, so I'll check it out and see what I can do in terms of a few interviews after the run. Alrighty, I've decided to start this morning at the back of the pack, and I've caught up with Berenice, who's tower walking today. How are you going today?
Very well, thank you, and at this pace we should get a bit of exercise too.
Absolutely, that's what Parkrun's all about, as well as the community. Are you a regular here at Parkrun Redcliffe?
Yes. I am, yes I am, and I enjoy it. I come most Saturdays.
And do you volunteer or walk or run?
I've done a few times volunteering, tail walker and marshal. I tried my hand at token...
Giving outering? Token giver outer?
Token zapper.
Oh, zapping! The token scanner.
You think you better cut that bit out?
No, I won't cut that out. We're a very friendly and informal podcast. It's all right, Berenice. It's no problem at all. And what's today like at Redcliffe?
Today's a little bit dull, so it should be good for running.
Should be. It does get quite hot here in the summer, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Put the sunscreen on before we start.
Yep. And it's good for dolphin spotting here at Redcliffe?
It is, yes. I've seen a few of them at different times, and other people have seen dugongs as well.
Oh, dugongs? I don't know what they look like, but I saw a dolphin this morning.
Oh, wonderful. I haven't seen it yet.
Well, he's out there. It's funny. I was standing there with another lady and we were pointing out at the dolphin, and there was a couple having a cuddle right in front of the dolphin, and then we got all a bit embarrassed because maybe the couple cuddling might have thought that we were pointing at them.
That's right. That's a bit embarrassing for you, yes.
I don't think they were focused on us, just quietly. Is there anything else you can tell me about Redcliffe Parkrun today?
Very friendly people they are too, and it's a lovely, picturesque path to travel. No, I can't think.
That's enough. That sells parkrun to most people. Friendly, picturesque, nice spot.
Beautiful spot. And I'm always amazed at the front runners, how quickly they go at the turnaround pace and then come back. Yes.
Yeah, it's a pretty fast course, nice and flat, nice and just a concrete path, not too many twists and turns.
No, it's great.
All right, well, thanks for talking to me today, Berenice. And I think you better keep this lot in front of us in order for the rest of the run. They look like trouble. All right, I'm at the northernmost turnaround with a bit of a... you turn around here. I'm helping Paul Marty out with his duties as a marshal because he's already multitasking by marshalling and photographing, and now I want to interview him. So I don't know how that's going to go. How's your day going today, Paul?
Oh, it's pretty good. A bit cloudy and humid this morning, but nice day anyway down at the beach. Yeah.
It is. And you're regularly here at Redcliffe?
I alternate between Redcliffe, Sandgate and a fair few tourists.
Oh, so you're a bit of a tourist?
Bit of a tourist,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, you're right at home here on the Parkrun Adventurers. There we go, getting some thank yous from the passers-by, which is always nice. I might leave you with it, Paul, since we're already trying to do 3 things now. But thanks for volunteering, mate, and I'm sure I'll see you at a parkrun soon.
Yeah, we'll see you around somewhere.
Yeah. I'm back at the start-finish. I haven't finished yet. I've still got another loop to do. But I've caught up with Paul again, and now he's only got one job, so maybe we can have a chat while he is just photographing. Let's see how we go.
Yep, we'll try.
Rightio. So, you said that you're a bit of a tourist.
Yes.
What's your favourite non-home parkrun?
Oh, that's tough. Mount Clarence, WA, was pretty spectacular.
And what was so great about it?
Just friendly people there, and even though it was a cold, partially wet day, it was still a spectacular course looking out over the harbour.
Well, there we go. There's the hot tip.
And Ocean View.
Ocean View, one of the locals here.
Yes.
You better take these photos, Paul. There we go. He's clicking away. So Ocean View's a local course with a spectacular course.
Another very interesting course through the winery.
Yes.
And great breakfast afterwards in the winery.
You bet.
That's all important.
Sure is. Well, thank you, Paul, for having and finishing this chat, and thank you for volunteering today.
No worries. Thank you.
Alrighty, I'm now at the southern turnaround and I'm here with Warren. What's your parkrun story? Why are you here today?
Because I love doing this, and it's good for me. Even though I do marshals, I try and get.
Do you want to take a photo of these ladies?
I got those, yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah.
We're going to jump in. Yeah.
Thank you. Not I missed that one. I love the exercise.
Yep.
You walk your own pace. You do what you want to do. You don't have to compete with anybody. If it takes you 20 minutes, good for you. If it takes you an hour and a half, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
And it's good for your muscles, good for your heart, and it's good socially as well.
Yeah. And you can multitask. You can marshal, you can take photos, you can have a chat to a crazy roving reporter.
Exactly right. And that's what I like about it, because you set your own pace. If you don't feel like you want to do a fast walk, you can go a slow walk. If you feel like you want to marshal next week, you can do that.
Yep.
And it just depends on your situation, how you feel week to week.
You can always be involved though.
You can always be involved in some way or the other. You can stay and don't walk at all, or you can do tokens, you can do timekeeping and so forth. So I marshal probably out of the probably 50 times I've been here, down about, I probably marshal about 15, 18 times, and the rest has been walking at my pace.
Yep. Fantastic.
Yeah,
and is there other park runs that you go to if you're not always here?
Yes, I go to the Grafton Park Run, and in fact my fastest time is at Grafton, even though it's uphill, it's on grass, and I have a reasonable time there. My time's around about 46 minutes at the best, but at my age, nearly 73, I reckon it's okay.
I reckon it's okay too, my friend.
Yes, and I'm glad my son got me involved in this, because it's been really good for me, especially with my health and that, and I've had heart issues and other issues, but I feel a lot better about doing this, and I feel better for it.
That's wonderful. Terrific. That's such a great story. Well, thank you. I better you get back to your duties.
It's all
You've
right.
got another person here that needs a photograph.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for talking to me, and enjoy the rest of your parkrun day.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure too, and I really love this, especially on the bay. It's beautiful.
It is. It's a nice spot here. Have you spotted any dolphins here today?
Not today, but normally I do, but not today.
All right.
But it's a beautiful day, and we've got good representation today. And
here we go, more photos.
All good for the weekend.
Yep, I'll leave you to it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, ta-da. Thank you.
Now, I've tracked down Amelia, today's run director. Amelia, I probably owe you a bit of an apology, because I think I've been distracting your volunteers today.
I don't think so. Most of them are locals and volunteer a lot, so you chatting to them is probably not going to distract them. They've done the job a few times before.
Excellent. I think it was all okay. Now, Redcliffe Park Run, how long have we been going here?
We've just had our second birthday, it was last month.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 years in.
2 years in.
How's it all going?
Really, really well. Surprisingly, when all of our run directors started, none of us were locals, and we've pretty much been able to rope in a few locals, and pretty much I think half of the run directing team are Redcliffe locals now, which is really, really good.
That's fantastic. So it's grown over time, which is always a good thing. It seems like that's how you build strength over time.
Yeah, definitely. I think, the local community's really gotten around Redcliffe Parkrun. The closest parkruns used to be over the bridge at Sandgate or North Lake, so it was a bit of a drive for anybody that wanted to do parkrun. So I think they really enjoy having something really close.
Yeah, and so what sort of numbers are you getting here?
At the moment, it's anywhere between 150 and 200, depending on the weather.
Yes.
Nobody likes to run in the rain, so last week we were a bit down, but otherwise, we have a pretty good solid number at just under 200.
Fantastic. And what about you, Amelia? How did you get into parkrun and run directing?
Parkrun, I started at Sandgate back in 2016, I think, when they started. And then the guys that I used to run with at Sandgate, they decided to start Redcliffe, and I was friends with them, so I just started run directing.
Yep. And how have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's really good. It's really nice to have a good chat to people that love running and just love being part of the community.
Yep. And look, parkrun generally becomes part of whatever community it's in, so that's always a really nice thing about parkrun too.
It really is, and it's really nice coming down and seeing the same familiar faces all the time. It's not a new group of people, the same people are supporting it, which is really nice.
Fantastic. Is there anything else you'd like to add about parkrun Redcliffe?
No, not really, sorry.
Did you see any dolphins today?
No dolphins today. I saw there's some stand-up paddleboarders, but no dolphins.
Yeah, and not as blue today as it often is here, but it's still a lovely spot.
Yeah, definitely not as blue. Very, very overcast. Normally you get a nice sunrise, but I think the guys probably enjoyed having the sun behind the clouds today.
Definitely. Yeah, it's a bit muggy. Well, thank you for your time, and thank you, Amelia, and all of the run directing team for all the work that you've done here, and the contribution that you make to the community.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Alrighty, well I think we can say that that's a wrap from me, from Redcliffe Parkrun. A bit of a change of plan Look, probably within 30 seconds of me introducing myself and starting this roving report, I decided to try and see what I could do during the parkrun. So that's what I did. I've interviewed all of the on-course volunteers, the tower walker, the photographer / North End marshal, the South End marshal, who was also doubling as a photographer. And as always, I always like to catch up with the run director. So that's it. Hopefully everyone from Redcliffe Parkrun gets a time today. I mean, I didn't talk to the timekeeper or the token hand-router. So look, I think the main parts were probably covered and not distracted. So I feel confident that there'll be an email in my inbox when I get home with a time. So that's it from me. This is Lyndall signing out for the Channel 5 news crew on the Parkrun Adventurers podcast.
Good morning, Parkrun Adventurers. We are doing Parkrun today, and it's not a Saturday. Today is Sunday, and we're heading to a trial of a new parkrun in Melbourne. We're in the northern suburbs of Wollert, sort of on the border of Epping, and we are going to try out Aurora Parkrun. It's a full lap course, I know that much, and other than that, I don't know too much about the course. So we'll report back in a little bit later. Thanks. It's Sarah again. We're just here at Aurora. We're getting ready to start, but before we do, I'm just going to ask, I've just run into a couple of familiar faces, so please tell me where you're from and what your name is.
Hi, I'm Stacey and I'm from Highlands Parkrun. I'm Ninka, I'm from Highlands Parkrun too. And Georgette from Highlands Parkrun.
Fantastic. So welcome, guys. What brought you to come and try out Aurora today?
I thought it would be fun to try something new, help them get their parkrun started. And I've never been to a trial before, so
awesome.
Got to give it a go.
Fantastic.
Just to go somewhere different and run with these girls.
Awesome.
Likewise, Stacey made me come.
So Stacey made you come. Stacey made you do it. I get, yes. Yeah, that's good. It's all right. I have the same relationship with Rita. We blame each other for everything. It's always, Rita made me do it, Sarah made me do it. So hopefully the guys will get started soon. It looks like they're finished doing all their preparations, so have a good run. Might check in with you after, then you can give us a bit of a lowdown of the course and what you thought was, what you liked about it, So, yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so we've just completed the Aurora Parkrun trial. So I'm just here with the girls I was with earlier. So what did you guys all think of the course?
Pretty good. Yeah, it was good. Nice and scenic. I liked hearing the frogs by the lake. Bit lappy, but that's okay. It's still good.
Yep.
I've only ever done one other venue or area, Craigieburn. So yeah, this is good.
Awesome.
Try, yeah.
So you guys are coming back for the launch, is that correct?
Yes, I'm going to, definitely.
Awesome. Well,
yeah, I'll come back.
Potentially,
if
yeah.
I can fit it in.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, girls. Go and enjoy your coffee, and I'm sure we'll see you soon.
No worries.
Thanks. Hi, it's Sarah again, and we're here at Aurora Parkrun with the co-EDs. We've got Beck and Crux. So, guys, tell me, how did Aurora Parkrun all come about?
Well, December last year, so almost a year or 10 months in the making, the running club we're a part of, Laylaw Running Club, applied for a grant through our local council to start up a park run in this area.
Awesome.
So the president of the running club, Belle, who started up Laylaw, she kind of approached us and said, would you guys be interested in being event directors? And we were both run directors at Laylaw at the time, so we were really keen to get something a little bit closer to home.
Awesome.
So that was really the start of the process. So we had $5,000 secured, which was a great... You can walk here.
That's awesome.
Our son Oliver. So that was really the start of the process, and I guess we started looking at,
locations.
Locations in the area. This park came up on our radar, but it didn't actually open until Easter, so we were sort of hanging out. The day before Easter. They had a little Good Friday event here, and that's when the park opened. So we were hanging out for it to open so we could get in and kind of measure it out and make sure it could work for us. But that's really where it all started.
Was the Easter Bunny here, Oliver? Did you find Easter eggs? Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
People were throwing Easter eggs.
Oh, they were throwing Easter eggs. So you love coming here because it's nice, closer to home, do you? Oh, awesome. And are you being our awesome volunteers? Is that your little brother? Volunteers today doing the token. So thank you very much for doing that. And so you guys are launching on the 9th of November?
Yep, 9th of November.
How many people are you expecting to come down and celebrate your first parkrun?
Don't know. We'd be happy with any numbers.
70. Oliver's going 70.
He said infinity.
Oh, infinity. Sorry,
Infinity. He's 6 years old, and infinity is his favourite number. Look, whether it's 100 or 200, that'd be nice. I'd be happy to kind of cap it at 200. So, but no, we won't. We'll welcome anyone that comes.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, it was lovely today. I've been talking to a few people who've been participating today, and they said they could hear the frogs down there, and it's a nice scenic course. You're back onto the back of the primary school, so there's lots of open spaces. So good luck with your launch. I hope it all goes well.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for letting me borrow you guys for a bit of a chinwag.
All right.
Good luck. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks. Hi guys, I'm still here at Aurora. We've finished our trial and I've rallied together a couple of runners. So I'll get you guys to all introduce yourselves.
Good morning, I'm Paula.
I'm Clint.
And Melissa.
And where are you guys normally park runners? Where do you usually park run?
I'm a RD at Lalor, so normally at Lalor.
Awesome.
Normally at Lalor as well.
Yeah?
At Lalor or Mernda.
Fantastic. And what brought you out here this morning?
I live 200 metres away,
oh, nice.
So I thought I'd just roll out of bed. Can't wait for this one to start, because when I feel really lazy on a Saturday morning, I'll get to about 7:45 and go, I should have went, and now I can just roll out of bed and come round.
I'm so jealous right now. Yep. How about you, Paula?
I've come through as part of the Lalor Running Club trial for today to help the guys out, so it's
awesome.
Been a great course. I'm really happy with it.
Fantastic. What about you, Millie?
I heard there was donuts.
Oh, me too. Anyone who knows me knows that we love donuts. But yes, I know. Is there a local donut shop? Is there a cafe?
I think there's a cafe around there.
Over there.
Okay, so when everyone comes here for the launch on the 9th, do you know which cafe everyone is going to be rallying to?
I'm pretty sure that Diletto is the cafe of choice
Diletto.
after parkrun.
Yeah, do they have donuts?
Not 100% sure, because donuts aren't my favourite thing, but the bakery over here does, and they make them in a wood-fired oven.
Oh, okay, okay, so I'll be here every week. It's a little bit further from my local, but that's okay, donuts. I will run for donuts. Fantastic, guys. And so you'll be coming back for the launch, or you'll come back and visit again soon?
Yeah, I'll be volunteering for the launch.
Oh, fantastic. Like volley roll?
I think barcode scanner.
Fantastic. And why do you like volleying?
I get to rest.
And you get to do lots of high fives and say hi to everyone. Fantastic, guys. Thanks for your time. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And don't we love that on the weekend we can park run on Saturday and Sunday when there's a trial?
Absolutely.
So enjoy the rest of your weekend and we'll see you soon.
Thanks. Thank you.
Good morning, park runners. This is Nadine. I hail to you from Rosebud Parkrun in the greatest state of Victoria. This is my first roving report, and I'm coming to you today after a little bit of a parkrun drought. I've had 2 weeks of no parkrun as I've travelled around Africa, but today I get parkrun redemption. I'm here in Namibia, and today I'll be doing Swakopmund parkrun. A little bit of information about Swakopmund parkrun. It is today event number 133, so I guess it's been going for about a year and a half, something like that, maybe about a year and a half. And just for a little bit of the faster runners among us, the course record here at Swakopmund Parkrun is 14 minutes and 38 seconds. So I can tell you right now, I will not be running anywhere near that time, but I will be here having a lot of fun, and I have definitely got my parkrun spirit with me, even if I haven't got my African running legs. I will check in with you after the run when I find out if I can find some people to talk to. Cheers, parkrunners. Adventurers, I'm here with Kaino. Kaino is a local woman here, and she's here at her second ever parkrun. Welcome, Kaino.
Thank you very much.
Tell us about why you've come along to parkrun.
You know, late last year I got a baby, and then I picked up so much weight and my weight started bothering me. I got to a point where even when I stand up from my bed, I started feeling my weight in my feet. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go on a sort of a health journey program. I joined an exercising group, and the Saturday before last Saturday I came for my first park run, and I enjoyed it. I must say it was really fun. I was beating myself because I got to a point where I was just being lazy, and I walked. So I finished it in 38 minutes. And today and last Saturday I couldn't come because I traveled out of town. But today I was like, I'm going to come back again and I'll come back more often. And today I want to do it in 30 minutes.
Wow, that's fantastic. I reckon 38 minutes for your first ever parkrun is fantastic.
Yes, yeah.
Did you feel amazing afterwards?
Yeah, very much. Yeah. Really. You know, you feel so refreshed, energetic, and you know, when you get home and take a nice warm shower, you feel so nice.
Yeah, that shower after a run can't be beaten, can it?
Yeah.
Well, good luck today. I'll check in with you afterwards and see how your run went, but it's lovely talking to you, and welcome to the Parkrun family.
Thank you so much.
Hi folks, we've just finished our run here at Swakopmund Parkrun, and I'm here with Julie. Julie, tell us about your run this morning.
It was a little bit difficult this morning for me, but the sun is beautiful, the weather is also beautiful, but it's my 24th park run.
Fantastic.
And it was good.
Yeah, so you don't look like a typical Namibian person. Where do you hail from?
No, I'm from Windhoek actually.
Is that right?
I stay now here for 25 years.
Okay. Yeah, right.
I'm a registered nurse.
Yeah.
At a
That's a good profession. I'm also a registered nurse.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So we improve health.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
So tell me about Parkrun for you. Have you made some friends? Is it a community?
It's a very friendly community here in Namibia, Swakopmund. You just look at people's face and say hi, and then they ask, what is your name? And actually then we can got on a WhatsApp page, and then we got friends.
That's awesome. Thanks for talking to us, Julie. And here's Elenia. I know I'm saying her name wrong. I keep saying it wrong, but she's going to forgive me anyway. So, Elenia, tell us how you became involved in Parkrun.
Dragged into it by my husband and my kids. Yes.
You wouldn't be the first one with that story, I'm sure.
And the whole admin thing was dumped on me, so yes.
But you do it with a smile on your face and willingly.
We do. We moan in the week, and then weekends we smile.
Right, good, yes. Tell us about the course here.
Yeah, it's a lovely one. Yeah. It goes all the way down to the sea, and then you run on a little walkway all along the beach, which is absolutely wonderful, I think, for the runners. I'm usually up here. You can talk to Barbara.
And we are among the 10 top parkruns, no?
We were
top 10 parkruns in the world?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah. What because of our beauty.
Yeah, it is a beautiful course.
Now we have the sun today. Sorry about the sun.
That's all right.
We have missed.
I only got the sun in the last 1 kilometre, so it was really nice. Thank you for talking to us. We loved your parkrun.
Yeah, come back.
We will. Thank you. I am here with the run director today, and he has done a fabulous job. Have you had any problems today?
No, today it was
nice and smooth.
Yeah, nice and smooth.
Fantastic. What sort of number are we up to?
I think we are now at about 150, so it will be 155 more or less participants today.
Fantastic.
I think our average is about just over 100, so it was a good turnout today.
Yeah, good. It's a beautiful day here. It started off a bit overcast, but the sun's come out now. So can you tell me about how Swakopmund Parkrun started and how you got involved?
Yeah, it started in April 2017 by our indoor sports centrum, the Dome. They organized it, but the Swakopmund running club was part of it, the Swakopmund Striders, and I'm part of the running club. So yes, it was a sort of a combined effort. And we as Striders, sometimes we participate, but sometimes we also volunteer.
Yeah, fantastic.
But I personally I'm not part of the organising.
Yeah.
But I've been a volunteer for more than 30 times now.
Fantastic. We've done a great job this morning, and we can hear the community in the background encouraging some of the runners into the finish line, which is fantastic. Would you say we've got a good community here at Swakopmund Parkrun?
Yes, it is a good community, and I think we can see the purpose of the parkrun to get people moving.
Yeah.
So I think many of these 150 participants otherwise wouldn't do anything today.
Yeah.
So there are some serious runners, but I think at least 70% are just social.
Yeah.
And I think many of them wouldn't do anything today. So.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
And we can also see that many who start with the parkrun actually become fairly serious runners after a while. So
yeah, that's right.
That's really good to see.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us and for welcoming us to your beautiful park run here. And hopefully we'll see you in Australia one day.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking to us.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
And that is a wrap from me from Swakopmund Parkrun. It's been a beautiful morning here, and we're very excited to tick off another country and a new parkrun event. We have absolutely loved it, and I hope you've enjoyed listening to this roving report from Africa. Cheers!
As always, awesome roving reports from the crew. We had the 3 of them there from the girls this week. We do actually have one from Dave, or well, we don't quite have one from Dave, who was at Coldham's Common parkrun in the UK last weekend, but we're having some trouble receiving the files. So I'm going to have it handed to me in person this week at parkrun so everyone can listen to it next week. But Linda was at Redcliffe Parkrun, which is an awesome event that I've done. Have you done Redcliffe, Tim?
I was at the launch. Yeah, it was a cracker, very big launch that we did when we had Medibank down activating. So, yeah, it was a pretty amazing day, that one, and beautiful parkrun.
It is a beautiful parkrun. And they talked about a lot of people see dolphins. We see dolphins and whales at Kawana, but Berenice mentioned that they see dugongs sometimes. And I was a bit excited because we're big on dugongs in this family. We've never seen them in the wild, but Wes has got a book called Is It a Mermaid, which is about a dugong that thinks it's a mermaid. It's a very cute book, but yes, the cows of the sea. Have you ever seen a dugong?
Yeah, they're not the prettiest of animals. I must
they're
say,
beautiful. What are you talking about?
I mean, they're cute. They're cute in that kind of ugly kind of way. But no, we have dugongs up here in Early Beach. In fact, we have a dugong statues out on the water. And if you go to Early Beach in the town, out on the sort of Early Beach Lagoon, there's some beautiful dugong statues there. So, even from my office where I'm looking at the ocean right now, I can. You might be able to see a dugong on a good day. So, yeah, they're definitely out and about.
I'm very jealous. Yeah, I'll have to look out for those next time I head to Redcliffe. But I liked Lyndall's style this week, doing all her roving reports on the course too and interrupting the volunteers. I'm glad to hear that she didn't adversely impact results processing or anything like that. And then we had Sarah, who was at the Aurora parkrun trial, getting a bonus in this week. Gotta love that. It's been a long time since I've been to a trial on a Sunday.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time I did a parkrun trial. It's been many years, but hey, it's always good to get a sneak peek of what's to come.
It is. And very excitingly, we had Nadine submitting our first roving report from Namibia. And I'm going to let you pronounce this one, Tim, because I struggle.
Oh, you can't put me on the spot like that just because I'm married to a South African. So,
well, you know.
But look, it is interesting. I mean, I haven't been to Namibia for parkrun. I've done a few in South Africa, and I see that there's 3 there now. And it's fantastic to see the growth of parkrun all over the world. But of course, in Southern Africa, there it's doing fantastically well. So pretty exciting to have a roving report coming to us from Namibia.
Absolutely, and I do love that the stories, they're just like the stories that we hear here. You know, the accents are a little bit different, but people being dragged along by husbands and kids, and everyone gets into parkrun in slightly different but slightly similar ways as everywhere else in the world. It's always nice.
Yeah, and it sort of takes me back to what I said at the start of the episode with my dad, and the number of times we've reported in the parkrun newsletter or here on the podcast about people in their 80s starting parkrun and loving it, and now here I am seeing my dad do that same thing. So yeah, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Parkrun, the gift of parkrun, is one that just keeps giving and giving in the same sort of ways. It's amazing.
Now, last week we mentioned that we might have to put the challenge out for Cam to join the Parkrun Adventures Channel 5 news crew. And the roving reporters on the crew have been putting their heads together to come up with a challenge, because I told everyone I was staying out of it this time. But I guess, ask 8 people to decide what to get one person to do. And that's going to take a little bit longer than just one person trying to think of it. So we don't have the challenge for you yet, Cam, but I hope to have it for you next week. Now, another challenge that we put out last week, Tim, and I'm not sure if you heard about this one, was what could anyone do in 2 minutes 50 seconds or 3 minutes 18 seconds? And Do you know what happened, Tim?
Tell me what happened, Mel.
It totally bombed, Scotty. So Scotty was always saying we need to stop asking people to send us in their thoughts on this or that, or, people never get in touch with us. And, I think this is going to be my final failed experiment, because the only person who wrote in to me was Lyndall, our wonderful Lyndall from the Channel 5 News crew. And she said, Mel, I went to the gym this morning and did an average of 231 steps on the stair climb up per 3 minutes 18. She also reported that she did exactly 0 burpees in that time.
Well, I love her commitment. Yeah. But that's disappointing from the listeners. I mean, come on, listeners.
Yeah.
We're at episode 180 and you're still not giving back. Come on, give Mel something. Give somebody give Mel something between now and next episode.
It's okay.
She's crying out for it.
I'm not going to be offended, because I do appreciate people listen to the pod in places where they're away from computers and things like that, and then they'll forget. Life gets busy. Nobody cares. These are all good excuses. So I'm going to move on.
Okay.
Oh, you know what I wanted to talk about? We were just briefly before talking about how parkrun's the same everywhere in the world, and that got me thinking about symmetry. And Adam had a little bit of a revelation on the weekend. You talked about the fact that you've already got all your bingo numbers for your challenges without even trying, as does he. He's got all his bingo and I'm still chasing it. But he realised he's also got Groundhog Day, which is one that I don't anticipate will ever happen for me. But not only has he got his Groundhog Day, which for those who don't know what it is, it's running at the same event 2 weeks in a row and also achieving the same official time. So Adam did this in 2017. He's had it for a couple of years, and he ran a 28:28 on 2 weeks, and the second of those weeks was the 28th of January. How is that?
That's just weird. So it doesn't have to be the same finish position. It's just time.
Just time, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
I don't know what the odds are of getting the same finish position as well as time, but I just thought that was beautiful because it had all the same numbers, basically.
Yeah. Well, I've got a nice little bit of symmetry in my life, and that is that I did my first ever parkrun at Wimbledon Common on the 24th of July 2010. And Nikki and I had our first child on the 24th of July 2012, Jack. So therefore, the 24th of July, very important date in my life. So
good.
Now, Mel, I'm hanging for this big announcement.
The big announcement?
I talked about it at the start. Have I jumped the gun?
No.
The big announcement.
No, I don't think you've jumped
Let's do it. Do it. I'm excited.
Okay, well, a little bit of background story. Those who have following our Facebook page and any of our socials, Instagram and Twitter, will know that the Ugly Christmas Singlets for 2019 are now out. They're in the wild. Well, they're not in the wild. The ordering is open for them to be ordered and then produced and then delivered. We are very excited about this, obviously, but it brings us to, we wanted to up the ante on the celebrating of the Ugly Christmas Singlet. Last year, there wasn't really like a set day. People wore them on Christmas Day, yes. Other people wore them to Christmas Day parkrun events, yes. It was all a little bit of a mishmash. So we looked a little bit more into the history of Ugly Christmas, well, obviously we are the beginners of Ugly Christmas Singlets, but Ugly Christmas sweaters as they're known in the US, or jumpers as they get called in the UK. And I came up with the fact that in the early 2000s in Canada, they actually hosted an Ugly Christmas sweater party. And I think there was about 35 attendees all showing up in their ugliest Christmas best. But this has become a really big thing at that particular party. So it's something they celebrate every year now, and to raise funds for a particular charity. And last year, I think they had about 1,000 people attend this party, which is just incredible. And it got me thinking that we need to definitely create a day where everybody can wear their ugly Christmas singlet. This year we did Ugly Christmas Singlets Christmas in July. Oh, no, we didn't do it in July. We did it in August. A little bit contradictory in Australia because they're singlets. The whole purpose of us creating them was because we can't wear sweaters in summer at Christmas time in our climate. So we made singlets, and then we got everyone to wear them at Christmas in August, which was cold. So that didn't make any sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of get a little bit in line with how they celebrate in the US and the UK. And those guys celebrate Ugly Christmas Sweater or Ugly Christmas Jumper Day on the third Friday in December. Now, Fridays don't mean anything to us in Parkrun World. It's all about Parkrun Day. So we are going to proclaim that the third Saturday of December every year from here on in is Ugly Christmas Singlet Day.
Oh, I mean, you've totally sold me. And to be clear, I wear my Ugly Christmas singlet, the one from last year. I wear it all the time, just randomly. It doesn't. I don't care if it's Christmas or not, or if it's a set day, because it's actually a great singlet. So, but yeah, I'm totally in for Ugly Christmas Singlet Day in December. Sign me up.
Awesome. It'll be the 21st of December, just to be clear. Mm-hmm. We'll create an event for it, and we're going to want to get everybody to send us photos. And the benefit is that this year, because the orders are opened earlier, they're going to be closing a bit earlier, produced a bit earlier. Hopefully that means all our international parkrun adventurers will be able to get any orders they purchase before Christmas this year. That's been the whole intent and reason behind it. I know a lot of people are like, it's October. Why are we talking about Christmas? But you've got to get ready for these things, especially when you've got a production run on X amount of Ugly Christmas singlets. It all takes time, people. So we're not jumping the gun. We are planning for an epic festive season 2019. And I'm very excited to hear that you wear your Christmas singlet so often, Tim.
Well, it's a nice singlet. It always sparks a bit of conversation, brings a smile to people's faces. And look, I'm looking at the design for this year, and that is definitely going to make people smile. So I'm all for it. And I don't think October's too early. In fact, Mel, did you know, I'm sure you do know this, that friends of the show, Vanessa and Dean Gibson, event directors at Sandgate Parkrun, they put their Christmas tree up every year on the 1st of October. Did you know that?
Well, they got it up in September last year, I think. Vanessa
was
also...
it September?
Yeah.
I thought it was October.
We had Ness on the show last year because she also co-hosts a podcast about Christmas called Christmas Potting.
I know.
Yeah, and I've been listening to that one of late. I'm catching up to make sure that I'm all up to speed. I didn't realise they released an episode in February and June this year as well. I missed those. My subscription obviously wasn't doing its job, so I've been catching up on those episodes in recent weeks.
Well, they're addicted to Christmas. And do you know my first date movie with Nikki was Love Actually at Christmas time when it was actually at the movies.
That's a pretty perfect
legitimate
date movie, isn't it?
It was. We got married, so it did the job.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Hey, what do you say?
Nothing. It's just, the magic of Christmas, bringing loved ones together, or soon-to-be loved ones, as it were.
Yeah, it did. It worked.
Anyway, well, I think that probably just about wraps it up for this week, Tim. Thank you so much for coming to join me as a co-host this week. It's been a good fun.
Well, I every time I come on the show, whether it's as a co-host or as a guest, I really enjoy it. I love the podcast. I love what you do, and great to be able to continue supporting it.
Now, we will also need to have you back on the show as a guest in the coming not too distant future, because you've got a little bit of a different role title and you don't actually work for Parkrun Australia anymore. So we're going to want to talk to you about that and find out all the ins and outs of what it means to be the Strategic Director of Asia Pacific.
Fantastic. Can't wait.